Let's discuss it. Now, these kind of things and these consortiums and these takeovers obviously sound incredibly complicated, and I've got no idea how they go on behind the scenes. This might be one for Simon Jordan later on.
Exactly.
However, it has been... I remember when the whole thing happened originally, and Roman Abramovich was sanctioned, and there were conversations with journalists saying, look, this whole thing could collapse in 2 weeks, if they don't start to get money through, whatever. They're surviving, they're doing whatever they're doing behind the scenes. One thing I will say, Ali McCoist, is at this time of the season, a crucial time like this, where they just lost the FA Cup final.
Yep.
They are probably going to finish third, much to the help of teams like Arsenal. But what does it mean for players' contracts? Because if I were a Chelsea player at the moment, and it just seems to be one blow after the other, just a lack of clarity for your future.
That's exactly what it is. Probably just as much, if not more so, for the people around the club. The people that are there day in, day out, the people that are there on match days helping, all that kind of stuff. Because I probably have more sympathy for them, because, with the greatest respect, the footballers will survive. Hopefully it will be at Chelsea, but if it wasn't at Chelsea, you can guarantee the vast majority would move on to other football clubs. So it's more for the people within the club and within the structure of the football club. And it's really worrying. It's a worrying time, of course it is. You always think, positive. Well, I'm saying you always think positively. I think you have to think positively that there will be an outcome that will suit everybody, and I still believe that will be the case. But such is the magnitude of the deal, there are always, I would imagine, and you're right, Simon would be better qualified to talk about it, the magnitude of the deal, there always will be kind of intricate discussions and maybe disagreements and bits and pieces within contracts that will take longer to finalise than some of the things. So maybe it's just a little bit of a setback, but you'd be very, very hopeful that a deal can get concluded, because it doesn't suit. It suits nobody at this moment in time the way things are going on with Chelsea, and clearly it would suit everybody inside Chelsea, and it would suit everybody outside Chelsea for a deal to get finalised as soon as possible. So I hope that will be the case.
Yep. Another news story for you as well. James Milner has been revealing his frustrations at not having time to enjoy the club's trophy success.
Yes.
So he toasted Liverpool's FA Cup victory at Wembley over Chelsea with a full fat Coke. He really pushed the boat out. And he said, we've just won the FA Cup. We would have liked to have celebrated more. Yes, we would have, but we could not afford to. Because the thing is, the problem with your position at the moment, if you're Liverpool, you've got to fight on all fronts.
Correct.
So Champions League coming up, Premier League still to be wrapped up one way or the other.
Yeah.
I'm sure he can delay it for a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if I were James, I would have slipped something into my fat Coke.
Like what?
Like maybe a wee nip. Just a wee nip.
What's a nip?
A wee whiskey.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Nice.
I'm joking, by the way. I'm not actively encouraging James or any of the Liverpool squad to drink whiskey at all. But they will have plenty of time to celebrate. They are on the cusp of something special. Listen, if they only win one of the next two, I still think it'd be a phenomenal achievement. They clearly have an opportunity still to win the two of them. If they don't win either of them, it's a shame, because people will probably look on it as being it will be a disappointment. There's no doubt about that. It'll be a disappointment, but I would still have it down as a great season. Dear me, taking City to the last game, if they didn't win it, and if Madrid beat them in the final, it'd still be a great season. Two domestic cups. However, there will be, understandably, it would be tinged with disappointment after being so near, but potentially so far. But no, they still have to believe that they can win the last two, and that would be probably the greatest season of all time for anybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I include my under-16 team up in East Kilbride. We had a fabulous season one season.
Yeah, that's close.
Well,
speaking of
it's
which,
very humble of me.
Yeah, speaking of which, Gareth Nicol has just texted in. He said, 6am club with loads of exclamation marks. On our way, driving from Inverness to Birmingham to catch a flight to Seville. Seville, whatever you say. Can Gareth, Connor and Horse, I wonder why it's called Horse, can they get a shout out from Super Ali? Can you give them a shout out, Gareth, Connor and Horse? Nice.
Gareth, Connor, Horse, Guys, drive safely from Inverness to Birmingham. I'm thinking that should take you about 8 hours. So your flight is probably around about 6 o'clock this evening. Drive safely. Have a great time, guys, and I'll see you over there.
He also says, Laura, I'm the one who asked you for a photo at St James's Park when you were choking on a chocolate bar. It sounds like me.
No way. Can you remember the chocolate bar? I'll bet you there's no way it would be a Mars bar. It'd be something nutty.
No, it would have been like a Dairy Milk or a Galaxy.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday morning 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.